we are starting off with gingerbread cookies, and I can't believe that after 8 years of food blogging, I've never done a gingerbread cookie recipe. So we're going to start off with some softened vegan butter, half a cup, and then we're going in with half a cup of organic brown sugar. Organic if you're in the US, so we know it's vegan friendly. We're going to cream this together. I'm using my stand mixer, but you could use a hand mixer, or you can do this by hand. And I'm just going to scrape the paddle and the bowl a few times in between. And we really want to let this whip up and get nice and pale and fluffy. That's a good way to know your cookie is starting off on the right foot. Then we're going to go in with unsulphured molasses. We're going to go in with an egg replacer. I'm using the one from Bob's Red Mill, but you could use a flax or a chia egg. You just need whatever the equivalent is of one egg, and vanilla extract, which I feel like vanilla extract is like the salt and pepper of the baking world. We're going to mix this up again for about 30 seconds to a minute. Then we're going in with our dry ingredients. So we have all-purpose flour, ground cinnamon, ground nutmeg, ground ginger, baking soda. And this is where I find a lot of the recipes vary because everyone uses kind of a different amount of spices, different spices. So if you want to add in cloves and allspice, you can. I prefer my cookie a little less spiced. So after my cookie dough had been relatively mixed together well, we needed to get in there with our hands, so we're going to knead this for about 1 to 3 minutes until it forms into a nice dough ball. I'm placing this in a piece of parchment paper, and I'm going to press each side of the parchment paper down and then press this out, so that way we can make it more into like a flat shape rather than such a high dough. This will make it easier for rolling later. And then I just covered it up and I chilled this in the fridge for 2 hours. I tested one time chilling for an hour and it still came out very good, but you will have a cookie that spreads a little more. So I would say chill for 2 hours, but if you don't care about a little spread, then chill for 1 hour. And you could chill this for up to 2 days in advance. So then we will unwrap our cookie dough. I'm going to lightly flour my surface, or you could also use powdered sugar if you want to, if you prefer doing it with something sweet. And then we're going to roll it out. Now, the thinner you roll the dough, the crispier your cookie will be, right? If you're starting off with a thinner cookie, then you're going to have a crispier cookie. If you keep it a little thicker, you'll have a more soft and chewy cookie. So that is up to you and how you like your cookies and what you want. I prefer it obviously with a little bit of soft chew in there. So now we're going to take our cookie cutters. I have a few varying sizes and shapes. I have my gingerbreads and my snowflakes, and we just start cutting them out. They should come out relatively easily, and yeah, they are so cute. So we're going to place those onto a lined baking sheet, and we'll just keep cutting out our cookies. They're absolutely adorable. Then we're going to place the cookies on a lined baking sheet. I like to use a silicone baking mat, but you can use parchment paper too. And that's it. Then we're going to bake them in the oven, 350 Fahrenheit, for about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your oven. Mine was actually 13 minutes. I also just wanted to show you, in case you don't have any cookie cutters and you don't want to buy them, you could just roll the dough into a log and then like slice and bake, and it still comes out so perfect. So here they are. You'll let them chill until they're nice and cool so we can ice them. So let them hang out for about an hour, but look how pretty they are. These are the ones that I let chill in the fridge for 2 hours, the dough. So there's not a lot of spread on these, which is nice. And yeah, they look so cute. And now we'll make our icing. So we're going to use the typical organic powdered sugar and water icing. This is honestly my favorite icing. I grew up eating this icing all the time. You could use non-dairy milk in place if you'd rather do that. But we're going to add in 2 cups of the powdered sugar and then about 2 tablespoons plus a little more of water to get it into a really nice thick glazed consistency. When it comes to icing cookies like this, you want it to be thicker. It's actually easier to ice it when it's thicker. It's easier to make straight lines because the sugar pulls, as you could see. So it's actually important for it to be thicker. If it's too thin, it's just going to spread out. I have a really thin piping tip and a piping bag, and now we can decorate. Look how cute. So we are going to start off with our snowflake, and I've been doing cookies for a long time, so I pretty much know how I like to make my snowflakes by now, but if you want, look at a picture, and they're so easy to make, and I swear they always just come out beautiful. Now, if you make a mistake, just grab a toothpick, and you can fix it that way. The sugar is pretty easy to work with, and I think they don't ever have to look perfect, but they all just look so beautiful once they're together, and they're just so fun to get creative with. I love making snowflakes the best because there's so much detail on them. And look at that, so cute and so pretty. Now we'll do a gingerbread cookie together. The gingerbreads are much quicker to decorate because they're only like a few little things. And again, just look at pictures online. There's tons that you can get inspiration from, and it's just fun How cute is he? Okay, and then I wanted to show you with a thicker piping tip what this looks like. So this was a slightly thicker one than we were using, and as you could see, it's still adorable and cute, but that frosting, icing, whatever you want to call it, is a little bit thicker. And look how cute he is with the bow tie. So there you go. Now you have these adorable gingerbread cookies. The icing will harden in about an hour, and they are so cute. I was so happy with these. I just couldn't stop taking pictures of them and looking at them, and that inside texture is just delicious. Now this next recipe is so fun. It is sugar cookie dip. So we're going to start off with some vegan cream cheese. I'm using Kite Hill, and we're going to start off with vegan butter. And I'm using the same vegan butter in all these recipes. It's Country Crock olive oil plant butter. And you can always find all the ingredients written out down below, and the blog post with the full written out recipes, printable versions are also linked. So check out the description box, it has everything. So we're going to start by beating that vegan butter and vegan cream cheese together to get it nice and fluffy. And this sugar cookie dip is really good with the gingerbread cookies, I'm just saying. So you just want to let this mix on a high speed and let it really whip up. And then we're going to add in organic powdered sugar, and then you need some sort of a cookie creamer. So I'm using the cookie butter one from Califia Farms. This is so good. Or you could use a sugar cookie one. There's like, this time of year there's tons of them, or you could even just use French vanilla. Then we're going to go in with some vanilla extract, and we're going to mix again. You could also do this with a hand mixer. I wouldn't recommend doing this by hand. I mean, you probably can, it's just going to take a lot of time. So we're whipping this up again, and that's pretty much it. Now we're going to pour it into a bowl. We're going to pop it in the fridge for at least an hour before we want to eat it, or you could let it hang out for up to 24 hours in advance. And then right before serving, I just wanted to like whip it up again one more time with the whisk. And then we added in some fun little sprinkles, and that's it. This is so cute, so delicious, and seriously, it's like icing, but also like a sugar cookie, and dipping the cookies in there is so good. I paired it with the cookies, but you could of course just use some fruit or even pretzels for that little salty sweet combo. Add more sprinkles on top. And this is just so fun and so delicious. My boyfriend and I were talking, and I was like, this kind of feels like holiday Dunkaroos, you know? It's just a really cute, fun little recipe. And I think if you're going to a party and you just want something that's fun and seasonal but not too much work, this is a great way to do it. For our last recipe, we're going to make a vanilla bean cheesecake, and this came out so good. So we're starting off with making our little graham cracker crust. I'm using these ones from Partake, so actually this is gluten-free and vegan. So I'm going to mix those up into crumbles. If you don't have a food processor, you can also put them in a bag and bang them with something. Then we're going to add in some melted vegan butter, and we're going to mix this up. I went in with a little less than I thought I might have needed, because we can always add in more. And the whole point of this is that you want it to be something that can hold its shape a little bit. It doesn't have to hold its shape completely, but see how we have those little chunks in there? That's what we're looking for. And then I'm going to spray a springform pan. I'm using a 9-inch one, and we are going to add in the cookie crumbles, and then we're going to press it. And as we press it down with the spatula, it's really going to compact it in and down. And yeah, now you can see how different it looks. It doesn't have that loose crumb appearance. Now let's make our cheesecake filling. So we're going to add in 2 containers of Kite Hill vegan cream cheese, or you can use Miyoko's, or you could use a homemade. Then we're going to add in some silken tofu, 1 block. And this is the base of my vegan cheesecakes always, and it is such a good base, and it always comes out so perfect. And then after that, we're going to go in with some sugar. Obviously, we got to make this sweet organic sugar. We're going to use vanilla extract and vanilla bean paste. If you want to use the fresh vanilla beans, you can, but I didn't really feel like going through the process of opening them and scraping, and the paste works really well, and it creates those cute little flecks, which is what we're looking for. And after we get those in there, we're just going to mix it up until this is smooth and creamy. I wanted to add in a little more vanilla paste, so I did. And I just mixed it in there. And now we'll pour this into our little springform pan. Now we're going to bake this at 350 Fahrenheit for about an hour, 50 minutes to 60 minutes depending on your oven. While that bakes, let's make our vegan white chocolate mousse. So we're going in with soaked cashews, non-dairy milk, and vegan cream cheese. The food processor was not doing its job correctly, so we're going to the blender. So we're going to add in organic powdered sugar, vanilla extract, vanilla bean paste, and then we're going in with white chocolate pudding mix. This is totally vegan friendly. I was struggling to find white chocolate chips that were vegan anywhere, and I figured this pudding mix was much more easier for people to find. We're adding in a little more non-dairy milk and letting that blend. You also don't have to use sugar-free pudding. It's just what my food store had. So then it's nice and thick and creamy, and this tastes so good, so resist the urge to eat it. When our cheesecake is done, it should be a little jiggly, like so, but the outside is more golden. That's what we want. I let this cool for 30 minutes. You can let it cool for up to an hour on the counter. Then we're going to spread that vegan white chocolate mousse all over, and this is so good, and get it all the way to the edges, and that's it. Now you're going to refrigerate this for at least 12 hours. Overnight is best. That mousse really needs time to set. The pudding needs time to chill. So overnight is really best. And it is now the next day. Hello. And we are going to take off the foil, and so beautiful. Now we can pop the springform pan open, which is always a little scary, but it came out great. Don't worry. And then, yeah, it has beautiful layers. It has gorgeous texture. You could see we have our white chocolate mousse. We have our vegan cheesecake, our crust. Beautiful. I just used a little spatula spreader to kind of smooth out the sides just for an appearance purpose. And then I'm going to go in with some vegan whipped cream, and we are going to make cute little whipped cream dollops right on top. And I just think this vegan cheesecake is so beautiful. And this is special because my boyfriend loves vanilla bean cheesecake. So I really hoped that he was going to love this, and he did. He loved it so much. He was like, I could eat this whole thing. So I'm going to cut this and slice it and reveal a beautiful piece. And it is, it's so good. Look at that. I love that it has all the layers, and it's just beautiful. I think it's so stunning, and everyone's going to love it. So I hope you enjoyed these recipes, and I have one more video for holidays coming next week. See you soon. Bye.